Going, everybody. Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And yes, it is Wednesday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got more wrestling tonight. We got 3 hours of AEW this evening. There is a combined Dynamite and Collision show. For contractual reasons, it's not a 3-hour Dynamite. It is 2 hours of Dynamite followed by an hour of Collision. And there's another hour of Collision this weekend, which is called Tailgate Brawl. But we've got the full lineup for the 3 hours tonight. And they got a lot of matches announced. Looks like 9 segments announced for the show tonight. So we'll tell you about that. And we can talk about Wrestle Dream as well. And then we got a lot of news, including some notes on Chris Jericho, an update on when Kota Ibushi thinks he's going to be able to return to the ring. We got a lot of news on John Cena's retirement. There's a lot going on regarding that, December 13th. Got some ratings notes. How's wrestling doing? We got a new trademark by Mercedes Moné. AJ Styles talking about the end of his in-ring career. And plenty more. Of course, we've also got the NXT TV report. And I guess it's better than it's been. I don't know if that's high praise, but we'll talk about that today. Filthy Tom is going to be joining us. And in the final segment of the show, Royce Isaacs is going to join us here today, talking about his upcoming match with Jon Moxley on a Defy show. We're going to talk to him about that. And also, all you can eat, let's not guess it's all all you can eat pizza. Trying to win one of those, how big a pizza can you eat? Tom and I were there live when he tried. It was very exciting. 425-780-7566 is the phone number. That is 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com. F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, Cameo. F4W Online on Cameo. Grab one. At Bryan Alvarez, X and Blue Sky. Back in a moment. Observer Live. We did, in fact, by popular demand, watch Ready to Rumble.
The champion is some fat loser.
Yeah, he's a completely talentless, no athletic ability, can't wrestle, broke bum that walked out on his wife and kid.
But he was
he's
over.
the world champion.
He
and
was.
in the movie, the
well, yeah, but
storyline
that's
is,
a microcosm of wrestling, sadly.
Yes.
He feels so bad about drinking this entire slushy that cost $1.26, and he sticks his finger in his asshole and walks up to the clerk.
Lance is dying. How could the movie be so bad?
I'm not going to fault the man for that, of all the things in the movie.
I thought for sure you were going to say you'd done this before.
There's a reason I'm not going to fault the man for that.
I just think with all the porta potties and farting in this, that I think Vince McMahon was a secret producer on this film. Had to have been.
So then we get the Shermanator. He's playing a WCW arcade game. He uses some internet sleuthing to find the personal information of Jimmy King.
He's searching the internet. Can find out anything on here. This movie was so antiquated. Every Nitro Girl is in a Nitro Girl outfit, except for this girl. They had her
want
dance
her
in something
to
totally
stand out,
different.
Brian, like the captain.
So we're so stupid. I got it.
Captain
Yes,
Stavin.
if you're watching this film, you're that stupid. I'm sorry.
But I was also insulted by the fact they hired Michael Buffer to announce the Royal Bash, the fake-ass Royal Bash.
$24 million budget.
Wow.
And probably $500,000 of that went to Michael Buffer. It made 12. You know, we should mention this cage match is the triple-decker Cage of Doom. Everybody buried it. It was horrible. Everybody hated it. And so they decided to make a movie. And what is the final battle? It's another goddamn triple-decker cage match. This would be like in 2010 if like TNA made a movie and the final match was a reverse battle royal.
They throw powder in someone's face, DDP's, I think, or somebody's, and the dude just looks at it and goes, "It doesn't work." It's like, of course, because wrestling's fake and stupid.
Should we just end it there? What a soundbite. There has never been a movie I have watched in my entire life which has made me hate myself more.
Wow.
I'm ashamed that I'm even in the place at 41 years old where I would end up reviewing this movie for money. I would have thought I would have made it out of here by now. You know what I mean? I'm done.
Well, everyone, hopefully we can do this again someday. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is joining us here today. Who's our special guest in the last segment, Tom?
None other than the Mile High Samurai, Hoist Isaacs himself.
Yes. It's going to be very exciting. That means we got to get the news done in this first segment, and we got to get NXT done in the second segment. So let's get going. Dynamite and Collision, combined show tonight. If you have one of those weird... I don't know how everybody watches TV anymore, but it's in a lot of systems.
Apparently they don't.
It is not listed as a 3-hour Dynamite, and your gimmick will not record 3 hours. You've got to set it to record Dynamite and then also Collision. They're two separate shows, even though it's one show going for 3 hours. So we've got the Ops against La Facción for the Trios titles. We have Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express versus Josh Alexander, Hechicero, and Mark Davis. John Moxley and Darby Allin will go face-to-face. We got the Hurt Syndicate versus GOA, which I could have sworn we've seen that match like 15 times, and they're also doing it on the pay-per-view. So I guess that's one team Hurt Syndicate likes to wrestle. Claudio Castagnoli and Roderick Strong. Chris Statlander and Tony Storm will do a famous last word segment, whatever that is. Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia versus Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly. Sky Blue versus Jamie Hayter, and they've added Megan Bayne against Harley Cameron. That's the lineup for Dynamite and Collision today. It is the go-home show for Wrestle Dream, which we will talk about in the next couple of days. That is coming up on Saturday, I believe at a normal time. I think it starts at 8 Eastern. Might start at 7, but I think 8. Probably starts at 1 if we add in the pre-show. So that's the update. All right.
I would prefer the earlier start time, to be fair.
I don't think you're going to get it. I don't think you're going to get
Tony, if you're listening, make the switch now.
You realize like some of us live on the West Coast, and I don't want to spend my every single Saturday watching wrestling at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I could be out doing something?
You'd rather spend your Saturday night watching wrestling
that's
when you
fine.
could be out doing something?
I got kids. What do you think, when you go to the club? Trust me.
What time do your kids go to sleep?
Dude, we could do stuff when the sun's out as opposed to when the sun's down. Would you shut up? Now, Chris Jericho's got his Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea cruise.
Nerd.
Oh, you're going to get on his bad side like Mike did? Are you going to talk about...
No, not him. I'm talking about you.
I see. They're going to talk about how this was like the Bruise Cruise.
No.
Mike never lived that one down.
I was talking about you.
So anyway,
him.
It's November 7 to 11.
He's going to be out past 5 p.m. doing something cool, I'm sure, on the boat.
I don't think he wakes up till 5 p.m. It's November 7 to 11, 2026, Miami to the Bahamas. It's an annual tradition dating back to 2018. And Jericho and AEW have partnered together to have many of the promotion's wrestlers appear on the cruise. However, for the 2026 edition, no AEW wrestlers advertised. No mention of AEW whatsoever. It's just, that's it. Jericho, Jeff Hardy, Saraya, Great Muta, the folks from Busted Open, the former Cora Jade, Ted DiBiase, Carlito, Shotzi. Tugboat is going to be on the boat. There's going to be a boat on the boat. Vampiro, Buff Bagwell, Blue Meanie, AJ Francis, Natalia Markova, Victoria Crawford, Mo Jabari, Indy Hartwell, Lacey Lane, Casey Catanzaro, Ricky Knight Jr., Sonny Ono, Chris Van Vliet, and Gabby Laspisa. So that's who's going to be on this.
No mention of your rivals in the paranormal world, I notice.
I didn't see him listed here.
Yeah.
Who else is on there?
I don't know. Some paranormal.
Really? I don't think we're rivals.
Freaks.
There really aren't rivals in anything except wrestling, if we're being honest here.
Oh, they got busted open. They could have had us.
They could have had us. Could have had you and me. Dave and I went one year. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun there on that boat. Kota Ibushi, on social media, wrote that while doctors have given him a lengthy recovery time, he thinks he can do it sooner. He says, my current condition, 1 year to fully recover, 2 years until he can step into the ring again. You think if his contract is up next month, they're going to let him go? I'd be pretty skeptical, if we're being honest. He says, I don't believe in that. I know I have amazing DNA that gives me the ability to heal. He used to. I don't know about right now.
He used to claim that there was like 30 hours in the day. So, of course, he's going to recover faster than the 2 years that they prescribe.
Well, if he has 30 hours in his day, then that would be like a year and a half. So, golly. That sucks, though. Then we got Booker T's Reality of Wrestling postponed an event that they originally had scheduled for December 13th. This was ROW Sub-Zero, and Booker is postponing it in honor of John Cena's final match at Saturday night's main event. They've moved the Reality of Wrestling show to December 20th. The pre-sale for the December 13th show, 50,000 people were in the queue. And, of course, they don't have nearly that many tickets. So, essentially, they probably could have run a stadium for John Cena's last match with no problem whatsoever. And it looks to be likely John Cena versus Gunther for that final match. But we'll see, because nothing has been announced. And nothing is definite until it is announced.
You know, if there's going to be these big events going on, if they're going to have the UFC on the White House lawn, why can't we get John Cena wrestling out in front of the Lincoln Memorial?
The Lincoln Memorial?
Yeah, in December. I mean, that might be a bad
Why?
idea, but whatever. So it's some cool spot in
Only if
DC.
he's going to wrestle Abe Lincoln from Boom Wrestling. Then I will allow it.
Yeah, I mean, Abe Lincoln was a decorated amateur wrestler.
It's overblown if you read Carl's book.
I did read his book, but
yeah,
overblown. Get out of here.
It was. There were so many, like, he'd never been thrown, he'd never been beaten. That's all BS. He was all right, sounds like to me. Right? He was all right. Did you see what WrestleNomics put out the other day?
About what?
They wrote, I don't expect to publish quarter-hour TV ratings for the foreseeable future. Our sourcing that had provided data appears to have been asked to stop sharing it, likely as a result of pressure connected to Nielsen. Last Friday, I received an email from Nielsen in response to an earlier media inquiry. The message copied several members of Nielsen's legal and policy team. The media relations representative stated that the team had, quote, some questions about the data I've reported. Nielsen has not followed up. I have not received any threat or warning. Based on tone and timing, I suspect the email was meant merely to signal concern. So somebody doesn't want these quarters out anymore. How about that? Right at the time where wrestling ratings are just sinking.
Nielsen wants to know who's got this naked gun when it comes to the ratings.
SmackDown, 1.025 million viewers. This is with the new Big Data Plus panel. They're barely above a million on the USA Network. Did a .22.
Is Big Data in cahoots with Big Pharma?
Hey.
Is that what's going on?
I don't know,
Every time
man.
I hear this.
I don't know. But, but Big Data was the old one. They've always been doing Big Data. The panel, I think, is what's new, right?
What is Big Data?
Or is it the other one? Wait. Actually, no, the Big Data is new.
Is Big Data the name of the company?
No, bro.
He's like Big Schmoz.
Panel is the old school. Everyone in your house has a diary, like an electronic diary, and you know, whatever.
What are you talking about?
You don't know what's going on here? Where have you been? The ratings.
Not writing in my diary.
You asked me a question. They had the old way of Nielsen was everyone in your house. Oh God, now we got to go to the break. You have so many different ways to run this show off the rails, don't you? Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big Vinny V show.
Is it?
Or if you Pod Armenia 2025.
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and
down
San
there.
Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down, like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
But he tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
Tom, panel is the old way Nielsen did it, where you and your wife and your two kids all have some gimmick, and you log what you're watching, your age, when, for how long, the whole shebang, that all goes to Nielsen. It's a small sample size, but it's extremely specific as to what you're watching. Big data is also a deal they're using now. It's not a name of a company, but the big data is your smart TV, your Samsung smart TV, sending out a signal. Then, whatever, your cable box.
I have a Roku.
Your Roku, whatever. All of these signals from all of these smart devices send all of this information to Nielsen, It's not specific at all. All we know is you had the TV on at a specific time. You might have been watching whatever. It's all very vague. And then they use the big panel or the panel to extrapolate what that big data means. They think it's more accurate. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Well, thank you for the explanation, because
Yes.
what happened is I'm listening to shows all over the Wrestling Observer sphere, and all of a sudden, Big Data does a run-in one day, and it's like Big Data showed up on NXT. There's no bar at the bottom telling me what's going on.
Well,
There's nobody explaining
you're listening to the
what
wrong
Big
shows.
Data is, what Big Data should be doing.
I literally,
No, we
on
need
this
to
show,
know.
on a day you weren't here, I spent like 20 minutes explaining all of this. I'm sorry you didn't hear that show. What do you want me to do?
I want you to
I just
explain
recapped
it like you just did. Yes,
I just
That's
recapped
thank you for doing exactly what I
Yes.
wanted you to do.
So Big Data and Panel has killed Collision as well. They were down at 286,000 viewers in a .06, which actually is up because the previous week was so horrific. And Raw, I don't know what Raw means. That's another story entirely. That's really Big Data. And we got one other thing, Mercedes Moné. Remember on the board, people were arguing that it had nothing to do with Ultimo Dragon. It was just, whatever. Well, she's trademarked the term Ultimo Monet. So I will be eagerly awaiting my apology for that one. Thank you. Should we talk about the good or the bad of NXT?
What was the good?
Well, can we talk about the bad? Have you ever talked about what a horrific, absolutely horrific GM Ava is? Have you ever talked about this before?
Yes.
Okay. So let me explain what happened, everybody, just so you can fully understand this, all right? They advertised a match at Bound for Glory. Javon Evans versus Leon Slater for Slater's X Division title, okay? They have a great match. They go to a 20-minute time limit draw. Santino comes out and he says, "You fans deserve better. Let's go 5 more minutes." They go 90 seconds, and who should run in but everybody's favorite team, Dark State. And the fans chant BS, and they're furious, and it's absolutely horrific, and both these guys get beat up, and they get screwed, the whole shebang, okay? So, on NXT the following Tuesday, Leon Slater and Javon are both on the show. And Ava and Santino are in the room with Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Now, Tom, if you were the GM of TNA or NXT, having seen what happened to the pay-per-view, what might you do?
Well, there's a few things you could do. You could have a tag team match with Javon Evans and Leon Slater taking on Dark State so they can get some revenge. Or you could do what the fans wanted, which is if I were promoting a show and the crowd's going absolutely bonkers crazy for this matchup that's taking place, and then it has a screw job finish, I would probably put those two gentlemen back in the ring together.
Oh, really?
And have them face off again for the X Division title, perhaps, on another big stage. But, hey.
Well, what Ava came up with Santino in the room with her, was Leon Slater defending the X Division title against Stax.
No, Brian, that's not what happened. Ava didn't come up with that matchup. Santino did.
Whoever did. She okayed it.
And then she goes, "You're making an X Division title match here on my show? All right."
Yeah, she okayed it, dude.
But she didn't even, it wasn't even her idea.
Of course, because she has no ideas. Everyone else has to do all the work, and then she's like, yeah, let's do it. But, brother, Stax, yes, Stacks of Stacks and Two Dimes fame, Stax is now facing Leon Slater for the X Division title. We haven't even seen him Aside from, cuddling up to Santino's daughter, we haven't seen him in the ring in months. He's getting an X Division title shot against Leon Slater, and Javon's just like, he's. I'll keep an eye on it. I was like, that is your follow-up. That is your follow-up to what you did on the show. Someone else, some rando, is now facing Leon Slater, and Javon's got nothing to do? I was like, of course that's a follow-up. Of course it is.
Javon's going to have his eyes on it, he said.
Yeah. God. That was stupid. Do you hear me? Flat out stupid. What else do we have on the show? The show actually was a little bit better.
We had El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., which is the son of Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah, you made fun of Lexus King yesterday, but
hey,
you know what?
No, you know what? Don't even start, because at the end of this match, in my notes, which was Dr. Wagner Jr. defeating Lexus King with a Michinoku driver, throughout the entire match, Lexus King was the better of the two men in this ring. He outperformed El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. on every account, I believe. A great showing by Lexus King.
Yeah, this was not a
he did.
It was not a Phoenix match. It was not like a Mortos match. It was just more like a half lucha, half NXT, but it was a solid, perfectly fine professional wrestling match.
Yeah. There was a number one contenders match, I think, for the tag team titles with Hank and Tank, The Culling, and Chase U, which I enjoyed, even though it was short. It was just
guess who wasn't in that number one contenders match? Javon Evans and Leon Slater. They got bigger fish to fry, like Stacks.
That match was kind of all over the place, but I enjoyed it. And then OTM ran in and put an end to the match. And
way to go, getting that number one contender.
And there was a lot of movement in the women's division. We had the main event was a 20-person battle royal to become the number one contender.
Before you continue, I got to make a correction because I am a fair man. So in my report on the show for this women's battle royal, JC was on the show. She was all over the show. And so I concluded in my report that she's fine. But it was brought to my attention this morning that this was a taped show before she got hurt. So we actually still don't have any idea the status of JC Jane. Yeah.
And, this match came down to Kendall Gray, who had actually eliminated both of the Inspiration, who at one point eliminated Ren Sinclair. Did you see this? Ren Sinclair just fell off the post.
So there's a spot where she's on the apron, and I think it was the Inspiration was trying to get her.
Yeah.
And so she tried
cat and mouse.
She tried to escape by running across the apron, grabbing the pole and spinning around the pole to the other apron. But as she's spinning, she slipped and fell down. And I think it was an accidental elimination. She was either like really good at this or it was an accident.
Oh, she was smiling
because
the
she did
time.
Laugh when she landed on the ground. So I think she screwed up. And dude, this match was better than I expected, but it was so like the booking was horrific. Like all they did from the beginning it started was like, let's get all the people that everyone likes and let's eliminate them quickly. So like the people are going crazy for Jada Parker, so they make sure they get rid of her real quick. And then
they gorilla press Last Legend to the floor.
And then there's a spot where Zarya, she's on the top rope and Soul gets attacked outside. Soul had given her spot in this battle royal. And Zarya, to go make the save, like, how hard is it to not go over the top rope? She goes over the top rope. Yeah, she fought to get over the top rope.
Zarya, who earlier in a match against Blake Monroe had been jabbed in the throat with a hairpin and then cleared to wrestle in this match.
She looked so stupid. She looked like the biggest idiot for jumping over the top rope to save her friend. Got herself eliminated. The fans were like booing because she's so stupid. Booker's burying her. And then Lola Vice gets over. They toss her. And then the best woman, I think, in this entire battle royal was Kendall Gray. Freaking awesome. I was like, I know they're not going to do it because like they're incompetent, but she should win this thing and like strap the rocket to her.
I thought for a second they were going to, but
nah, they tossed her. And then, I swear to God, this is the finish. After all of this stupidity, so Izzy and Jordan and Tatum are the last three in the ring. And Izzy clotheslines Jordan over the top rope. But for reasons unknown, she goes with her. So she eliminates Jordan and herself. So Tatum wins without having done anything. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Let's talk to Hoyce. Back in a moment. Zero Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. It is the annual Christmas show. We have Big Vinny V as always, who's wearing a hat.
Can confirm.
Sean is here as always. He is not festive at all.
I forgot my hat.
Granny is here. Granny, what's going on?
Hello.
Craig is here, not festive at all.
Yep.
And we have Filthy Tom. Oh boy. Should we do shots now?
No.
I think I should probably watch this for a second. Oh my God. Granny is doing a joyride.
I thought they were going to be here.
A box of tissues. Clearly that was for Vinny.
Scotty's.
How dare you? Yeah!
Who is this? My guest?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
John in Memphis is on the air and he is hammered. I'm a cool guy, right? I'm invited to the barbecue. God damn it!
Merry Christmas!
I got sober up for this call.
Yes.
That's a girl.
Oh, is this Harley Cameron? I love you.
No, I even put
I
on the
love you.
American accent.
It is? Everyone shut up.
Hold on.
You are the most talented performer in the entire business.
Yes, man.
What are you doing in pro wrestling?
First of all, you've been far too generous and kind, and I appreciate you.
I don't think I've ever seen Vinny that happy before.
Bro, ladies and
Yeah, I'm
gentlemen,
gonna open a
welcome to the show today here with Filthy Tom Waller and the Goon Squad.
Tom, what are you doing?
I gotta pee.
Well, go pee then. Don't do it on air.
Hola,
Way to go.
Hola?
¿cómo estás?
Is this the Beast Mortos? Yes!
That could not go any better.
The Beast Mortos is here on the air. Beast, how you doing? He sounds very agitated, Vinny.
I'm starting to get the feeling this is not a live call with the Beast Mortos.
The Beast is short-circuited. No! That's the moon!
¿Cómo estás?
What is happening?
Hello, Brian.
Is this Don Callis?
Rob is using the Meltzer star rating for his urinal visits. Just so you know, I'm 7 stars, baby.
Ah!
So that's it.
If it's 7 stars, I want to see it.
What? Man, what a plug for After Dark there. Holy smokes, that guy was good. Hey, we're back here on the show, Wrestling Observer Live. Very happy today to be joined by Royce Isaacs here on the show. As we sometimes like to refer to him, Hoyce Isaacs. How you doing today?
I'm excellent. It's good to be back. You know, last time I was on, I was you were not here, but I was choking out Tom and tying him up at his place. But here I am. I'm back. I'm not assaulting any member of the show. I feel great. Thanks for having me on.
Are you technically still a member of Team Filthy?
You know what? Not only am I still a member of Team Filthy, but Team Filthy is reformed. Tom might not be able to wrestle currently, and we may not have anything on the books, but this is an exclusive bomb drop that as of this moment, Team Filthy is back on.
Wow. Were you aware of that, Tom?
No, I wasn't. But hey, like Roy said last time he was here, he choked me out. So what am I going to say to that?
Yeah, golly.
Although the last time you were on this show, that may be what happened. The last time we heard from you, I believe you were the one choking on a giant piece of pizza.
Yeah,
as you failed the pizza guy challenge. It actually put that place out of business.
That's true. That place is out of business because Royce tried to eat. How many pounds was it? It's like 5 pounds.
Yeah, 5 pounds or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because like they showed a picture of it on the Instagram page, and the pizza they brought you was significantly larger than the picture on the Instagram page. I think they saw you walk in and they were like, "Give that guy the 9-pounder." That was a big freaking piece of pizza, dude. But you almost did it.
Yeah. I was. You know what? I'm an idiot for this. Tom told me it was stupid. I had a. No, I don't want to make excuses. I play like a champion. I lost. I was not a champion. But Tom told me not to do this. I had a big breakfast from Cracker Barrel. Like it was very stupid. Like I don't know why. In retrospect, like now it's like, yeah, obviously if you're gonna do an eating challenge, maybe don't like. I don't know. I had like 3 hours in between or something like that. Like I went for a little jog and get my metabolism up, but it was really dumb. Like it was very dumb. But I was close, but I didn't win. But now they're vanquished. I didn't vanquish them, but
that's right. You got the last laugh.
I do. I do
And
have
really-
the last laugh. But I do actually. I need to compete in some other food challenge to redeem myself. Like I do need a win, and like a worthy win, not like a little weak, whatever. Like I need to do another challenge and really do it right.
Tom and I are always looking. Remember, Tom? What was that? What was there was another thing that they were going to do, and you were like looking around. There were some other eating challenges in the area.
There's quite a few that
Yes.
I'm aware of. I mean, to me, what it shows is that Royce is ready to tackle virtually any challenge at any time, much like he has a big challenge coming up, I believe, next weekend.
Yeah.
In Seattle against John Moxley. Royce, tell us about
it's
that
Portland,
match.
isn't it? It's Portland, right?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah, you screwed up.
Well, I'm not on the card, so.
Tell us about this match with Moxley. You excited for this?
Yeah. This is, Defy's a big promotion, and this is obviously a really big time matchup. So when they reached out to me, it was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm in. I haven't been. I'm a former Defy Tag Champion, but I have not been there in the last couple of years. So it's really nice to make my return. But especially, Moxley's one of the biggest matchups you could possibly get, in all of wrestling if you're out here. So it's been really cool to get an opportunity like that. People that I haven't talked to in 20 years from high school and whatever else are like, oh wow, John Moxley, that's crazy. So it's like obviously something that he's a guy that he's one of the few like real legitimate just like stars, as in people know him in wrestling, and getting the call to wrestle someone of that stature is a really cool thing. But now I got to go out there and put a whooping on him.
Have you ever been in the ring with him before?
Yeah, I years ago on AEW Dark, it was myself and Danny Limelight versus him and Eddie Kingston in a Dark Elevation tag match. And then maybe like 2.5 or so years ago, we had a 12-man tag match, which technically we were both in the same match. I don't think we ever came close to touching each other because it was literally me, Tom, and Jarrell in our nun costumes, and there was 12 people in it, so all kinds of stuff are happening. And I don't think we even came close to touching, but we actually did train a decent amount during towards the end of the pandemic. Me, him, and Alex Coughlin were training with, and sometimes Davey Smith Jr. as well. Were training with Barnett whenever he was in town and whatnot. So I've rolled with him actually on the mats a decent amount.
He's a unique cat.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. He's a weirdo like all of us, but like turned up to 11 almost.
Yes. So that's October 24th. It is at the Wonder Ballroom in Portland, Oregon. And that same night at the same time, I'm supposed to do the jiu-jitsu schools having their whatever, when you give guys awards or whatever, their promotional night.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to be there for that, but I'm going to try and find a way to get out of it, which is probably unprofessional, but I really want to see this match. This sounds awesome.
Oh, my man. I appreciate that. And you know what? Like, what better promotion for these kids? You know, like you can get a stripe on your belt, but like, how cool is it that, you know, your sensei is getting to see a really awesome pro wrestler?
Yeah.
I think it's that's the real reward.
That is a real reward. I might come back with something new after watching that match.
You might come back covered in blood.
I probably will, actually. So you know, I wanted to ask you this question. I've never asked you this before, I don't think. But so your real name is not Royce Isaacs, okay? But Isaac is part of your actual name. So you had to choose the Royce. What was that from, Hoist Gracie, or where did that come from? Where did the name come from?
You know, legitimately, it actually came from Royce Alger, who was a national champion wrestler for Iowa. And
a UFC veteran.
And UFC veteran Royce Alger. I just thought it was I wanted to have the Isaac in there for the last part, and I thought Royce Isaacs just had a ring to it. And I also thought Hoist Gracie was cool, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool that ties in. But 100%, I was combining various Iowa national champions with my first name with an S on it and trying to find what works. And Royce Isaacs was the one that I thought had the best ring to it, and there it was.
Only problem is all of us that grew up with UFC, we always call you Hoist Isaacs. It's hard to stop.
I actually take it as a term of endearment. I do like it when I get called Hoist Isaacs, which it also, like, my jiu-jitsu friends will call me Hoist, even though they don't, like, as soon as they figure out about my wrestling, they get really into it. They want to know everything about it. And then they see, you know, my handle and my name or whatever, and then they start calling me Hoist instead of Isaac.
So how much shoot training do you have? When did you start this?
Well, I wrestled in college, Division III at Cornell College, out in Mount Vernon, Iowa. So I have a good wrestling background from that. I trained really sporadically for like, I don't know, 10 plus years following college. Like, every once in a while I'd go to a practice or I'd get a roll in or whatever, but like, I wouldn't consider it like having like a solidly training for a long period of time. And then during the pandemic, because we were kind of all stuck inside and doing not much, I had made this connection with Josh Barnett, who I had met at one of the Suburban Fight versus GCW shows. We had met, and he found out about my background and was like, hey, you know, if you want to put some blood, sweat, and tears in, like, come train with me sometime. And so I started training at California MMA, probably sometime in 2020 when things started to kind of first calm down and things were barely opening up. Like, I think I had to take like a COVID test every time I would, like, before and after training or something crazy like that. Not
days.
Crazy at the time, but crazy, you know, now looking back on it and whatnot, and how different things were. But so I started training really consistently there for a couple years, and then I started at Hayastan MMA here in North Hollywood, right by me. I guess it will be 3 years ago as of in January, so in a couple months. But I just got my brown belt under Gokor Chivichian a couple months ago, actually. So
wow.
I would say I have like a lot of experience, but also not a lot of experience in a lot of weird ways, like where it's like, oh, you have been training forever, and then you kind of have it at the same time and whatnot. But I've been super blessed to have guys like Josh and Gokor, who are like two of the best technicians and know some of the most different variations and techniques, and put a real emphasis on certain holds and stuff that I really like. So I've been very blessed by that.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty regular thing in jiu-jitsu to have guys like that, because we had a guy show up for a trial class a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, hey, you know, have you ever done this before? He goes, yeah, a long time. I said, how long? He goes, 2004. I was like, oh my God. So, he's really good. And then, the next class, this guy shows up in a purple belt. I'm like, who's this guy? And turns out it's the same guy. It's like, you've been doing this since 2004 and you're a purple belt? And he's like, well, it was the exact same story you told. I trained here, trained there, and then did some cage fighting, and then blah, blah, blah. So I think that's pretty par for the course, that long journey. So how did you get into pro wrestling?
I loved wrestling as a kid. I watched it with my dad. Like, I always had that kind of connection. And then after college, I was doing all these sales jobs and personal training and whatnot. And I was like actually really successful at that. Like, made way more money and all that kind of stuff than in wrestling. Honestly, like I was doing great, but I was very unfulfilled. And there was always this part of me that like missed competing and there was always something that also was just like, I think I'd be good at wrestling because I'm a good athlete, but I'm also, I always felt like I had a connection with that kind of showman aspect of pro wrestling and whatnot. And there was one night I've never had this happen before or since, but I just got this like really weird, like I was trying to lay down to go to sleep and I got this weird like voice in my head that it was like my own internal monologue, but it was just like, hey, like, if you died right now, would you be happy? Would you be proud? And like, it started going louder and louder and it wouldn't stop. I had a panic attack and I had to call one of my friends and like calm myself down, but I was having like a full on panic attack. I was freaking out, like didn't know what to do. And I just realized I didn't have anything in life that like fulfilled me, that really made me happy. And so I was like, I need to get involved in I knew pro wrestling was a thing that I wanted to at least try, and maybe that was going to be my thing. So I was looking around Denver. I was living in Denver at the time. I was looking around Denver trying to find a wrestling school, and none of the schools had good social media or anything at the time. And so I was almost about to like move to try to find a school somewhere else. And then my friend Gabriel shows up at my house one day, or my apartment, excuse me, and he goes, "Hey man, what are you doing tonight?" And I go, "I don't know, man." He goes, "You're coming to Lucha Libre and Laughs with me." And I went to the show. It was a honestly terrible wrestling show, but it was a really fun event. And I went and I talked to the promoter, Nick Gossert, after the show, and I said, "I want to be a wrestler. How do I get involved?" And he pointed me to this guy, Lonnie Valdez, who is my trainer, training out of the Butcher Shop, which is still running in Denver. I don't think Lonnie still trains people, but I started training literally 2 days after was the first practice. But I was like, I went from like, okay, I want to try this and maybe I'll have like a fun hobby that I can kind of distract myself with and enjoy life and feel fulfilled. So at the end of my first practice.
Well, hold on. Hold that thought right there. We got to run to a break. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
I am going to channel the well-known, infamous roast of Bryan and Lance.
Oh my God.
I vaguely remember this.
Lance was a champion in virtually every company he has appeared in. While he did hold the distinction of holding 3 titles, that angle fizzled out faster than his podcast, Killing the Town.
Wow. I now remember this utter disaster of a roast.
Let's get Lance a chair to sit in. And as we do, could we also bring someone up here to show him how to use it? I remember that chair shot. I don't remember who it was on, but
utter silence that this roast was met with.
Tom, at least I was smart enough not to do those chair shots again.
Bryan, besides me, there are others who I'm sure dislike you, like Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, but I think you're great, like a guiding light or a father, which is why I'm not surprised when you screw me every week. The best-selling author of The Death of WCW. He had just completed his new book, for which actually Lance Storm wrote the foreword, which is 3 more than most wrestling fans know.
Hideous. Atrocious.
It must be hard when you look so young. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had your grandma's genes. But actually, if the camera panned down, I bet Lance is wearing them. Anyways, let's start the show. Carmelo went for the La Mystica. Andrade went for the Message.
It's actually not the La Mystica. It starts like a La Mystica, but the La Mystica is actually a submission, and he doesn't land in the submission. He just does the whole slam part and then jumps up.
Yeah, the La Mystica is a tilt-a-whirl head scissor into a Fujiwara armbar.
Into a Fujiwara armbar. The La Mystica is not the submission. Do not tell me.
I didn't say that was a submission. I said the La Mystica involves the tilt-a-whirl facebuster into the submission. The whole thing. Why are you so angry?
Well, you just changed what you said live. Right?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't land in a submission. He just slams them. So it's not a La Mystica.
I believe that's the actual move.
Okay,
but
whatever. Who cares?
I just hope editor Sean pulls up the exact clip of you saying La Mystica is a submission and then denying it afterwards.
La Mystica is actually a submission. I didn't say that was a submission.
La Mystica is actually a submission. I didn't say that was a submission.
Editor Sean.
Back at the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom and Royce Isaacs joining us here today. Got a huge match coming up next weekend. And Royce, tell us all about it.
Yes, sir. Next weekend in Portland, Oregon, Royce Isaacs versus John Moxley. I'm going to bring the fire and thunder to him and come home with a big W. Other than that, just plug it.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
The
you know
irony.
What? You can find Royce Isaacs on Twitter at Royce Isaacs, where I'm sure he's talking about all of his upcoming matches. His match against John Moxley next weekend. He will be appearing at Relentless Pro Wrestling next month on November 22nd as well. And I'm sure a full schedule in between.
An incredible save there, Tom. Now you're going to have to go throw water on this situation. Hey, listen, we'll get him after the show here. We'll say hi after the show, but make sure you check it out. There's a lot of big matches on that Defy show. It's Defy Wraith. Wonder Ballroom, October 24th, 7 p.m., Portland, Oregon, DefyWrestling.com for all of the matches scheduled for the show. And Tom and I are going to be back. I don't know when we'll be back, but we'll be back at some point. Lance is on the next couple of days. Tom's welcome anytime. But that's it. We'll be back later on tonight. Wrestling Observer Radio. Check out everything on the front page of WrestlingObserver.com. We'll talk to you next time. After Dark Radio in an hour. Sports Byline Radio Network.